Hi everyone, my name is Twinkle and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to highlight the new process, the new recruitment process of Emirates in conjunction or in coordination with Frankfin, which is the current and new process post-pandemic for Emirates. So if you're someone who's interested, who's planning to be a part of Emirates, keep on watching. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and also press the bell notification button so you don't miss any new videos on this channel. Let's begin. So before I start and tell you the new procedure, let me tell you what has been the previous procedure for this airline in India. This is the video which is specifically for India because the procedure in India is slightly tad bit different from whatever happens in the rest of the world. So before I start and tell you what is the new procedure, let me just give you a little bit of brief of what used to happen before pandemic. So before the pandemic was there, Emirates used to recruit with the help of Frankfin. Now Frankfin is an institution or a consultancy where people also get trained. Now I'm not going to go ahead and talk about the standards of what happens in the institute or how and what and whys of the course, everything if you need it and all. I think there's a lot that has been discussed all over the internet and you're the best judge to what you have to take, but I'm just going to restrict and limit my information on this video to the recruitment process which is happening with Frankfin as the official hiring partners once again. So before, Frankfin used to be the one who used to conduct pre-screening for their students or probably non-students also. I'm not too sure since I was not there to personally scrutinize on this matter. There were students that were given some sort of preference. You had to be a part of one of their courses and you would be given preference. So that if at all they like you in the pre-screening, what is a pre-screening and what is the procedure, what happens, I'm going to talk about it in a while. But if you clear the pre-screening, they are going to give you an invitation. That invitation will serve as the invite for their assessment day. So assessment day of Emirates, and Emirates team would take over from there and there is no involvement of Frankfin from there on. So they would conduct the assessment day, they would do English tests, they would do activities, car test, your height and weight checks, there would be activities, there would be questions. You would be called in for another final interview as and when if they select you, right, to go further in the recruitment process. And usually used to happen in hotels. Now the new procedure that I'm going to talk about is what are the new changes and what is the application procedure. So I think a few weeks back there were advertisements from again Frankfin, which is their hiring partners. Apparently they posted something like that they want the interested candidates to send in their CV and their photograph, a full-length photograph at this email address. And there were some requirements that was certainly as per whatever the requirements are there in their portal, which is 21 years of age. And the requirement that I could see here, which is very important, is experience required. Initially it used to be preferred, but now they are literally hiring people only with experience. That is something that has been an observation from my end of whatever people I have been in word with, if in talking terms with. There is a substantial amount of experience required, at least 1 year, preferably in customer service in any of those industries. Then you will definitely be taken forward as a consideration in terms of an eligibility criteria to be able to apply for this airline. Apart from that, if you want to check out their eligibility criteria, you can go ahead and check out Emirates Careers, the official website. I'm going to leave the link of that video of that website in the description box and you can read out all the pre-requirements, the eligibility criteria, and apply directly from the airline. Coming on to the second procedure. So the first one being you can apply as a student or even non-student. So Emirates has sent out emails to their students and non-students as well. So how non-students got emails were if they had left a contact or some or the other time they were called in for pre-screening, or if at all you had applied online to Emirates portal, you people, the candidates who applied and who they thought were somehow eligible, they liked it, selected, they were sent in invites for a pre-screening. So just to give you another recap, one way was to either email directly whether you are a student or not. I'm not going to get into the preference part that they were preferring students, they were not preferring students. There are different stories from all different kinds of people, since it's all over India and different cities, different institutions and different people have got different experiences. However, there have been students as well as non-students who've been given priority, equal attendance and equal attention. The only thing that I would talk about is boys. I haven't seen any of the boys coming in, giving their interviews or being called for pre-screening. If at all there is something that you want to add on to this video, put it down in the comment section below. If you have some other experience, I'm sure it will be helpful to others. So put it down in the comment section below, in addition to the information that I share in this video. So as soon as you send your documents, which is a full length photograph and a CV, to the email which is written here, you are, if selected, called in for a pre-screening. Or the second way is you go ahead and apply to the portal online, which is the Emirates portal, the Emirates website. If they like you, if you are selected, Frankfin is going to go ahead and leave you an email and invite you for a pre-screening as well. Now, what is a pre-screening? So pre-screening is basically a process of evaluating candidates on the basis of their credentials and verifying their credentials and looking at their qualities, looking at the basic stuff like English and BMIs and scars, all of these basic filtration stage it is, to see how fit are you to attend the next intensive stage of the interview. So maximum filtration is done at this point. If there is any eligibility criteria that you're not meeting, English is not fine, your scars are there, if anything they think is not going to work, they just do the initial filtration on behalf of Emirates, so that they don't have to get into all this filtration and the time is saved. So this is the sort of invite you will get in your emails, which talks about you can walk up to them at one of the Frankfin institutes and give your pre-screening. I think I've talked about this, I'm sure I've talked about this all this while on my Instagram stories. If you're someone who's not following my Instagram, you must do it. I will leave the link here and in my description box. You must go ahead and subscribe, follow my Instagram to keep yourself updated of everything aviation. Once you get an invite or walking up to your nearest Frankfin institute in the given time period and the given dates, you can select a day and go ahead for your pre-screening, which will include an English test, which is very basic. Usually it will have MCQ, which is the multiple choice questions based on basic grammar. Essay writing, you'll be given a topic and you have to write just for them to check your basic grammar. There is a scar check that they check you thoroughly on your scars and any marks if you have. They anyhow scan you on your personality and any of the factors that they think they should be considering. And very important, they will be checking your height, weight, your measurements. And if you've already not applied online, they would advise you to go ahead and apply online, create a profile and just go ahead and apply and fill in all your details, basic details that are required for your application. Now, there were some stories of people telling me that there were direct screenings that were conducted for Frankfin Institute students, or there are some sort of preferences given to them. I'm not going to get into this since this is not the motive of this video. The next thing that happens that I got to know from most of you is a phone interview. Now, that's not going to be called as a phone interview since it was a basic talk and most of a conversation. So someone from the Frankfin Institute would call you to check and confirm that you've been selected if you've given a pre-screening, and to tell you that you've been invited for a final interview. So they might ask you a few basic questions such as why do you want to become a cabin crew, or why do you want to be hired. Also, I'd like to mention, I think I forgot to mention that these are some of the few questions, the basic questions that can be asked or were also asked during your pre-screening to check your communication skills. So very basic questions about introduction, why do you want to become a cabin crew, why this airline, and what are your qualities, why this profession. All of these very basic questions. If you want to know an idea, get an idea of how to apply to Emirates, I have a video about that. I'm going to put it here or here. Just click on the link and you'll get to my video. Or if you want to know about how to answer basic questions, what is the idea behind asking those questions and how can you frame your answers, I have a video on 10 basic questions which are most frequently asked. I'm going to put it here or here. You can also go ahead and check that out. Once you're done with the phone interview, the lady which is most probably from Frankfin Delhi head office, is going to inform you that you will receive an email calling you for the final interview, which you can consider as an invitation for the final interview. That is, yes, being conducted by the Emirates recruitment team. So yes, there is a panel that comes up from the talent acquisition team of Emirates precisely one person that is coming in for the time being. It can vary depending upon what city are you giving your interview in. So it is currently going on as of now. I'm making this video on the 16th of May and it's going on now in Kolkata. So it has already happened in Delhi, and if you have again any other information, the comment section is readily available for you. Major difference is that initially before the pandemic, the recruitment drive was conducted by Emirates in a hotel, and everything was taken care by Emirates. But now here it's the intervention of Frankfurt is way more than it used to be before. It is happening currently in Frankfurt, and Frankfurt people are all around, so their intervention is definitely there. Apart from that, your interview is taken by the recruiter, the Emirates recruiter itself. So now the invitation that you receive, I'm also going to put up here. You can go ahead and check this out. This email talks about you being successful and you being invited to the final interview taken by Emirates recruiter. You have to provide them a few documents. Obviously, go ahead. There will be some links on which you click and you will be directed to your online portal, your online profile on the Emirates website. You have to complete, if at all you've not completed your profile, you're supposed to provide your casual as well as your formal photographs as per requirements. If you click on the link, there will be some requirements that are given. I will try and link it here so you can see it for yourself. So there is precisely updated CV that you're required to put. There are formal photos, casual photos. There are COVID vaccination certificates that needs to be uploaded. There is a uniform and scars declaration form, which is somewhat like this, that you have to declare all your scars again and upload it on their website. And once you're completed, you're done with uploading your documents. That's when your application is complete. Only after completing this, which you are apparently supposed to complete within 48 hours, you will be eligible to attend a final interview with Emirates panel in Frankfurt Institute. You can also go ahead and have a look on the new procedure. The website has been updated and there is a new format that has been uploaded recently on their website. If you go ahead, you check, all the stages have been changed. I would highly recommend that you go ahead and also check out their FAQs, which answers a lot of your questions about salary, accommodation, transport, culture, training, everything which you should be aware of if you're someone who's eyeing to be a part of Emirates cabin crew. As I already informed you, currently as of now when I'm making this video, today as of now, the final interviews are happening in Kolkata. There would be people from different cities that would be coming in to one place where the current interview is being conducted. You might have to travel to a place that you're currently not residing in, and then you will meet the recruiter of Emirates. What happens in the final interview then? So there is again one of the recruiters. So you're supposed to have a basic height and weight check, which is the first stage. There is a scar declaration round. They absolutely personally going to go ahead and check your scars also. The recruiter goes through your application very carefully and then assess your application in front of you. They will ask you some basic questions, and if you are an experienced cabin crew, which most probably you are, then you will be asked some basic situational based question, most probably on the customer focused competency, which is all the questions that can talk about your experience with the encounter with a customer. It can be on the irritated customer, or some questions that were asked were related to if you've ever exceeded expectations on board with the customer, or tell me about a time that you've gone beyond expectations, or you've shown your creativity to make a customer's day. So most of them focusing on the customers. There could be a lot more situational questions depending on teamwork or multitasking, which are the main skills that are required to become a cabin crew. So you might want to be prepared for that using STAR technique. If you want me to make videos on the photo requirements or STAR technique, how to use that technique and answer your questions, let me know also in the comment section below. Apart from that, there were also few verification questions that they will ask regarding if you are comfortable to move to Dubai, if you're comfortable to serve alcohol, you know how to swim. So they also want to have a verbal confirmation from you if you're able to do these basic things that are a requirement for you to become a cabin crew. If at all they like you and you're selected, which I wish all of you do, then they will ask you to wait for 2 weeks, and they would be letting you know of your status within 2 weeks via an email. And most probably the next stage, which happens after the final interview, is the medicals, and there will be another English test assessment that has not happened online, which would happen for any other countries, people from any other countries if they were applying for Emirates, because for them the first stage is English test and an online video interview that has to happen before all these stages, before the final interview is being conducted. So you would go through an English test, which is most probably going to happen online if you're selected, and once completed you will move towards your medicals. I hope this video was helpful to you and you've got an idea, fair idea of what's happening in India nowadays. If there are any questions, put it down in the comment section below and I'll be more than happy to assist you. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.